Distinguished guests, welcome once again to the Singapore University of Social Sciences Convocation 2025. As the ceremony is about to begin, we would like to request for everyone to take their seats. Graduands, please ensure that you are in full academic attire. This includes your gown, mortarboard, or bonnet, and keep them on throughout the ceremony. Kindly follow the ushers' instructions when going on stage to receive your folders, and do return to your seat afterwards. We ask that all graduands and guests remain seated until the end of the ceremony. Please also switch all mobile phones to silent mode. And now, before we begin, let us hear from our graduands in this video as they reflect on the journeys that have shaped their path and share how they aspire to shape the future after graduation.
SUSS was my first choice. It's where I learned that the law isn't just about rules. It's about giving others hope. Hope that tomorrow can be fairer and better. As a kid, I dreamed of standing up for people who couldn't stand up for themselves. When I received the Justice Cho Singh Study Award to read law at SUSS, I knew this was the path I've been waiting for. Tomorrow, I will make justice reachable.
I used to be the quietest in the room. At SUSS, presentations scared me, but they also challenged me to step out, speak up, and keep going, even when I felt uncomfortable. 4 years ago, I would have never imagined standing in front of a room full of people and actually training them. So these 4 years at SUSS has really transformed me. Who would have thought a quiet person like me would one day train others? Now I get to watch others grow, just like I did, and that inspires me to keep daring myself to do more. Tomorrow, I will help to lift others higher.
Health issues forced me to rethink my path. There were days where my body just wouldn't cooperate. I have hyper joint mobility syndrome. Hyper joint mobility meant that I'm prone to pain and injury. Even sitting through a lecture could be a challenge. I had to pace myself, rest when I needed to, and keep going. The thought of quitting never crossed my mind. SUSS gave me the tools and support to start again. We also provide C3, counseling, and life coaching services. Switching careers isn't easy, but the future doesn't wait. You mold it, you choose it. I'm very happy to say that I've graduated and I've landed myself a job that I love. Tomorrow, I will keep shaping my path.
I've been in a uniform service, moved in corporate, but elder care stays with me. Saving a life is one thing, helping someone live their best days is another. At SUSS, I've learned to turn data into care. If someone hasn't had visitors in a while, we know and we can intervene. No one should ever feel forgotten or isolated. Tomorrow, I will walk beside those who need me.
In Calcutta, I met children whose lives could be changed if someone simply showed up. That's why I started Air Amber, a social impact organization that focused on helping exploited women and children. Wei Chong was just full of energy. He would be, in some sense, a little bit all over the place in terms of how his conversation would go. We were able to offer Wei Chong an opportunity to join us and to be part of the social impact work that we were doing. It is just extremely encouraging to see that someone that you have walked with and that you have helped today now is helping others. We couldn't be more inspired by that. That is, again, one reason why we do our work. Tomorrow, I will keep showing up for someone who needs me.
We will shape our tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to welcome the academic procession, and please remain standing until the end of the national anthem.
I declare this convocation open for the presentation of graduates for the degrees in law and science and technology.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Distinguished guests, Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate the Singapore University of Social Sciences graduating class of 2025. To start our celebration, Professor Tan Tai Yong, the SUSS president, will now give a speech in this video.
Graduands, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SUSS Convocation 2025. Today we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of our 3,400 graduands, once again our largest cohort to date. SUSS has been growing. Over the past year, the university has achieved several significant milestones. The site for our new campus has been finalized, and we anticipate establishing our presence in the Bugis Rochor area in due course. Additionally, this year we committed to ensuring that all Singaporean students who qualify based on per capita income will be exempt from tuition fees at SUSS. Last month, we were also pleased to launch our newest school, the School of Social Work and Social Development. Today, I want to focus my speech on a milestone that all of you have reached. This milestone reflects the many individual journeys that have converged on this stage, each marked by dedication, resilience, and growth. This year is significant as Singapore celebrates SG60 under the overarching theme, Building Our Singapore Together. Your graduation coincides with this noteworthy occasion, and our convocation theme, Shaping Our Tomorrow, reflects a similar aspiration. You now step into the future as graduates. Your achievement is the outcome of consistent effort and lessons learned. With that achievement now comes a responsibility to help shape a world changing faster than ever before. As technology progresses and societies develop, forthcoming challenges require not only intellectual capability, but very importantly, a strong sense of purpose. Purpose keeps you steady during challenges, empowers perseverance after setbacks, and motivates you through fatigue. Purpose transforms tasks into missions. It turns a career into a calling. But purpose is not something you learn in the classroom. It is something you discover, shape, and live out. And this is where Dream, Dare, Do, the ethos that defines our university, comes alive. It is not simply a phrase on our walls, but a way of living and leading. It challenges you to dream with clarity of purpose, to dare with courage in the face of uncertainty, and to do with commitment so that your actions leave a lasting impact. Do not only dream of success, dream of making a difference. Purpose gives your dreams clarity, helping you see not just the life you hope to live, but the world you hope to shape. The most meaningful dreams are not about possessions or titles. These do not last. Dream instead of making meaningful change, creating positive impact, improving lives, and living a legacy. Pursuing dreams requires courage to face the unknown, challenge conventions, and take risks. Purpose drives this courage, motivating you to act boldly for a cause greater than yourself. Stand for what is right, create what is needed, and lead even in uncertainty. Actions matter most when driven by purpose, turning effort into outcomes. Every contribution builds the larger story, and even smaller deeds done with integrity and compassion will help shape the future. Take Khairul Anwar's journey, for instance. His childhood dream was to become a lawyer. But life's responsibilities, building a career, starting a family, providing for loved ones meant setting that dream aside. Yet purpose has a way of calling us back. Years later, Khairul dared to pursue that dream again. Balancing full-time work, a demanding law program, and family commitments was no easy feat, a challenge many of our part-time students know well. But with courage anchored in purpose, he kept going. At SUSS, he found a learning model that allowed him to balance work, family, and study while deepening his commitment to community law. What truly sustained him was his family, the late-night Chayu messages, the small celebrations, and the constant reminders of why this journey mattered. Khairul's story brings to life the spirit of dream, dare, do with purpose. He dared to reignite a dream. He pursued it with conviction, and he did it with the support of those who stood beside him. His success reminds us that purpose is not carried alone. It is strengthened by the community we journey with. We see this as well in the experience of Li Huiyi. In her third year, she found herself stretched thin, juggling a heavy course load, long work hours, and personal struggles that left her drained. What kept her going was the support she received, counseling through C3 at SUSS, the encouragement of her parents, and the steady guidance of a work attachment supervisor, Jerry. Their belief in her gave her the confidence to press on and step into the future with courage. Huiyi's story reminds us that dream, dare, do with purpose is never a solo journey. Purpose is strengthened by the people who walk beside us, families, mentors, and communities who lift us up when the road is hard. And just as Khairul and Huiyi found strength in those around them, so too will you. The friendships you have built here, the guidance of your lecturers, and the support of your loved ones are reminders that none of us shapes tomorrow alone. Together we find the courage to dream bigger, to dare further, and to do with greater impact. Dear graduates, as you walk across this stage, remember this: the heart of education is not knowledge alone, but the wisdom to live with purpose. Let your purpose be the compass that shows you the way, guides your dreams, strengthens your daring, and gives meaning to all that you do. So congratulations to the graduating class of 2025. The future is yours. Go shape it with purpose.
We will now like to invite Professor Leslie Chu, the Dean for the School of Law, to introduce our graduation speaker. Professor Chu, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now my great pleasure to introduce a good friend from the bar, a fellow lawyer. This evening, we are privileged to be able to hear from the President of the Singapore Law Society, Ms. Lisa Sam. She's a very senior and well-respected lawyer in Singapore. Having completed her law studies in England, she was admitted as a barrister in England, becoming a member of the Honourable Society of the Inner Temple. In 1996, Ms. Sam was admitted as an advocate and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Singapore. Upon being admitted as an advocate and solicitor in Singapore, Ms. Sam practiced in several leading law firms until she started her own practice in 2004. As a lawyer, Ms. Sam is an accomplished litigation lawyer, but apart from litigation practice, she practices across a wide range of law specialties, including corporate and family law. She's also a mediator with the Singapore Mediation Centre and the Law Society. Ms. Sam has been a leader in the legal profession for many years. From 2021 to 2023, she was a vice president of the Singapore Law Society. In 2024, she was elected as president of the Law Society and is the current president. It is both an honor and my pleasure on your behalf to welcome Ms. Lisa Sam to today's convocation as today's graduation speaker. Ms. Lisa Sam, please.
Good evening, everyone. Ms. Wee Ai Ning, member of the SUSS Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. First, my warmest congratulations to the graduates on your graduation. This is a moment to celebrate your achievements, to feel proud of the hard work and dedication. But secondly, today is also a milestone, not only a celebration of your academic achievement, but also a recognition of the perseverance, discipline, and sacrifices that brought you here. Behind every certificate awarded lies countless hours of study, late nights, and the support of family, friends, and mentors. This moment is yours to honor and remember. At the same time, graduation is not just the end of a chapter. It is the beginning of a larger journey. As you step into the next phase of your professional life, you enter a world that is changing rapidly. With the advent of the generative artificial intelligence, Gen AI, we currently face numerous uncertainties. There are not many answers, but what is clear is that you are just at the tip of the iceberg of very different possibilities. You, the graduates, have the power to shape how Gen AI impacts the future of humanity. Some may fear it, some may embrace it, but your role is to lead it with wisdom, using it to empower you and to redefine knowledge and drive innovation. This moment is vital. You are at the front and center of it. If you use it well, you can boost creativity and innovation that no previous generation could have imagined. You will be pioneers in the fields that barely existed before. And why do I say that? A notable example was the wave of change experienced by graduates with the invention of the computer. At that time, between 1940 and 1960s, computers were seen as intimidating machines that only a few specialists could operate. Computers were overwhelming at first. Many doomsday predictions came up, yet graduates who embraced them found themselves pioneers in fields that barely existed before. The computers did not take away their opportunities. Instead, they multiplied them. And similarly, we see the widespread adoption of emails in the 1990s change the way graduates entered and navigated the workforce. So this is where Gen AI is also poised to revolutionize our world. With the invention and widespread use of emails emerged in the 1970s and gained widespread use from 1990s. Graduates entered communication, once bound by distance and delay, became immediate. A graduate could apply for a job across the world, collaborate with peers on another continent, or write directly to senior professionals who might once be unreachable. But with all opportunities came new challenges. Competition widened beyond local borders. The expectation of constant availability began to grow. For graduates of that era, the lesson was that speed and connectivity demanded both resilience, accuracy, and discipline. These are the qualities that I urge you to consider for the challenges ahead, and I do not doubt that you possess them. Today, it is your turn. You will shape the creative, ethical, and human aspects of things that no machine can replicate. Your ideas, your courage, and your sense of purpose and commitment to justice and fair play will empower you to solve the most difficult problems of today. The world needs your energy, your resilience, and above all, your vision. Remember, it's not just about having the right ideas. You have the resilience and discipline to see through to fruition. The next question, how do you get there? So you need to adopt a growth mindset. Consider taking the view that your abilities are capable of infinite development. You want to see how good you can become? To do that, you need to challenge your limits and learn how to step outside of your comfort zone. Growth often stems from undertaking something challenging, and when things are difficult, they are usually unpleasant and uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. What is a comfort zone? It is pleasing people, avoiding disapproval, receiving frequent and immediate positive validation for what you do, and avoiding the risk of failure and criticism. You may be trying to avoid exposing your flaws. When you adopt a growth mindset, you need strategies to deal with slow progress, setbacks, conflicts based on differing views of what the problem is, criticism, and even failure, as more effort may be required of you. So ask yourself, can I reframe this negativity and remind myself that these setbacks and difficulties do not define my entire future and abilities? Or, how can I do this better? Should I collaborate with others or form a mutual support group to work through the issues? How can I better prepare myself for the next task? Where can I seek guidance from mentors to help me improve? Develop a positive attitude and keep an open mind. How you handle failures and feedback will shape your future and professional persona. It will determine your success or failure, and learn to enjoy the process rather than just focusing on achieving an outcome. So focusing on the process as a new strategy. If you tell yourself that you have tried hard and will do better next time, you will learn how to mine your mistakes for valuable information on how to move forward more successfully. If you do not focus on the process, you are telling yourself that you must get it right and you lack talent or affinity. You become terrified of making the next mistake because you do not believe your potential qualities or capabilities can be significantly improved. Talent often plays a more minor role in success than we think. Success, more often than not, comes from effort and persistence rather than from early brilliance or natural ability. So I urge you to be strong, courageous, and persistent in your endeavors so that you may achieve success wherever you go. And ask yourself how you can do better and do things differently when faced with setbacks. Do not be afraid and discouraged. Give yourself a chance to discover what you are capable of. If you can unlock a skill of talent that you never knew you had through this process, you have achieved personal growth and pushed your boundaries. You can do anything. Personal growth is a cornerstone of a flourishing career. It opens many doors and opportunities for you to develop your abilities. It brings out the best in you and others. It is well suited for those with a deep desire to make a tangible difference to their own lives and to the lives of others. As you embark on this journey, know that you're not alone. You are growing your skills at the frontiers of your current abilities. It is essential to seek guidance from others, obtain support, and seek mentorships. You can't know everything before you learn. Mentors are there to help you see that change is possible and how to create the conditions to practice a growth mindset. I must pause here to celebrate a special group amongst you, our mature students. You have shown remarkable courage in returning to study, adapting and growing. Balancing careers, families, and responsibilities, you bring steadiness, serving as role models of leadership, where you can tell that progress is not solely measured by speed, but by responsibility and learning. More importantly, your role does not end here. In a world transformed by AI, your experience and judgment will be essential in guiding others, whether in ICT, mathematics, aerospace systems, workplace safety, biomedical engineering, or digital media, and law. You can anchor innovation in wisdom, lead teams, mentor younger colleagues, shape policy, and ensure that advances serve humanity responsibly. Younger graduates will bring energy and ideas. You will provide perspective and direction. Together, you will form a graduating class that is not just skilled, but also guided by conscience and purpose. In conclusion, congratulations once again. We look forward to witnessing your achievements and contributions to the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lisa Sam. We would now like to invite our presiding officer, Ms. Wee I Ning, member of the SUSS Board of Trustees, to present the folders to our graduates. Ms. Wee, please.
Presiding officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Law has earlier been conferred. Recipient of the SAL Book Prize in Ethical Legal Practice and Client Care, Chua Junxing Hensel. Angelina Julia Joseph. Chan Chi-Swan Joshua. Nicole. Felicia binti Abdul Aziz. Fernandez Alexius Anitus. Hazali bin Sanusi. Ho Diana. Ko Ling Ming Vince. Lim Xuan and Samantha. Lim Xian Hui Adele. Lo Wei De. Melissa Teo Lee Zi. Muhammad Salihin bin Salim. Ng Hui Yi Charis. Nicola Abigail Go Shu Fei. Nur Adlina binti Abdul Rahman. Peng Jun Kai, Andrick. Preeti Rai. Sean Paul Pei Yi Wei. Togeswari, daughter of Narayana Murthy. Presiding Officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Juris Doctor has earlier been conferred. Recipient of the Raja and Tan Foundation Top Law Graduate Prize, Kester Tan Yuan Ran. Recipient of the Vangat Ramaya Memorial Prize in Criminal Law, Khairul Anwar bin Muhammad Norahim. Recipient of the Vangat Ramaya Memorial Prize in Family Law, Wendy Ong Hui Bin. Ang Kai Lin Elaine. Bell Go Shi Shi. Chan Wai Hon Arthur. Daniel Chua Li Ang. Derek Tang In Kun. Jessica Ruba, daughter of Jagannathan. Kenli Kwan Chok Bun. Kesavan, son of Thangam. Kwok Zi Kang Aaron. Lin Kun He. Lo Mei Ling Melanie Geraldine. Lam Wenzong Darrell. Neo Ping Mei. Ng Ek Chuan. Sebastian Ho Wee Kiet. Si Guang Yi. Shim Zheng Lin. Suraj Prakash Upadhyay. Tan Yi Chin Samuel. Teo Lin Lee. Wong Kar Sing. Yong Wei Yi. Zhu Liyan Jennifer.
Thank you, Miss Wee. Next, we would like to invite Mr. Kester Tan Yuan Ran, Juris Doctor, to give the valedictory speech. Mr. Tan, please.
Ms. Wee Ai Ning, member of SUSS Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, family and friends, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kester, a graduate of the Juris Doctor program, and it is with great honor and privilege that I stand before you today representing my fellow graduates as we mark the culmination of our academic journey. When I first started this journey, I could never have imagined the countless challenges, triumphs, and most importantly, the connections that would shape my time here. I believe that our collective experience can be summed up in these two themes: grit and community. Law school challenged us in ways we never imagined. Those weekly TMAs were brutal, as was the lead up to every exam where we spent countless nights revising. Many of us also juggled these challenges alongside significant commitments to work and family. It felt like an uphill and never-ending battle. There were times we felt overwhelmed, frustrated, and exhausted. But what we learned is that these moments don't define us. How we respond to them does. It was our grit, the determination to keep going when the road seemed too steep, to get back up after every setback, and to push through when we felt like giving up, that carried us through. We learned to persevere, not because things were easy, but because we believed the sacrifice was worth it. And today, as we stand at the summit, we mark the fruit of that sacrifice. To my fellow graduates, I stand in deep respect and admiration of your determination, dedication, and courage in completing this chapter of our journey. Yet the truth is, we could not have conquered the mountain without the immense support we received along the way. First, I would also like to thank the community that I have found in this program. From the very first day that we walked through those doors, we were introduced to a community that would become our support system, our sounding board, and at times, our lifeline. To my study group and friends, our bonds were forged, not just in our collective suffering in the exam hall, but also in the time we spent together preparing, bettering ourselves, and refueling. Those late-night suppers, often after intense revision sessions or exams, were much needed pit stop along the journey. And no less importantly, the incredible faculty who selflessly guided us with wisdom, patience, and unyielding belief in our potential. Their mentorship wasn't just academic, it was personal. They taught us that law isn't just a profession, but a calling to serve and to be part of something much bigger than ourselves. I would also like to thank my community, my wife, Janie, my parents, my children, Corey and Taylor, for enduring the past 4 years when I couldn't be there because of night classes, rushing assignments, or I simply needed time to study. Thank you for your sacrifice. I am sure that many of my fellow graduates would like to thank their respective communities as well. At this juncture, I would like to invite all graduates to please rise and face your loved ones. Please join me in expressing our utmost appreciation to our parents, loved ones, faculty members, and the university for making this day possible for us. Let's give them our warmest round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated. So, to my fellow graduates, we've made it. As we move forward into the legal profession, we may not know exactly where the road will take us, but I have no doubt that we are prepared. We've reached the summit, and now it is time to step into the future together. This time, we do so equipped not only with the tools law school has provided us with, but also with the confidence that we have overcome adversity and we can do it again. Let us go out into the world and remember that the law is more than just rules and regulations. It is a tool we can collectively wield to build a better Singapore. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Tan. Next, we will be continuing with the presentation of graduates. We would now like to invite our presiding officer back to present the folders to our graduates. Ms. Wee, please.
Presiding officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Science in Information and Communication Technology have earlier been conferred. Ho Wen-zhen. Recipient of the Amazon Web Services Book Prize in Cloud Computing, Business Case and Technical Models, Obed Wong Jing Yi. Recipient of the AISP Book Prize in Network Security, Ong Sui Sing. Recipient of the AISP Book Prize in Information Security, Offense, Defense and Incident Management, the Amazon Web Services Book Prize in AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner, and the Fujitsu Asia Private Limited Gold Award, Zhuang Jiping. Benjamin Lee Wai Kiong. Bok Ju Pon. Boon Woo Kyung. Chia Sing Sen. Chung Yao Feng. Chua Chi Jun. Fan Yik Ho. Farid bin Bidin, Fu Chi Xiang Andy, Gavin Lam Wei Jie, Ho Lydia, Huang Shi Ying, Khan Shahzada Halim, Khan Zhou Hain, Leslie Liao Jun Kwan, Liu Jue Yi, Liu Jun Yen, Lim Guo Sui, Zach, Lim Yong Hui, Ling Wen Xing, Louis Teo Yek Hong, Liu Jai Hua, Muammar Shamil bin Muhammad Bashir, Muhammad Afiq bin M. Eza, Muhammad Azman bin Hamran, Muhammad Firman bin Azad, Muhammad Hanafi bin Siddiq, Muhammad Hazim bin Abdul Rahim, Ng Chong Hao, Ng Yi Jie, Ng Zheng Xiang Wen, Nur Amira binti Amir Hamzah, Ong Jie Feng, Wei Liang, Peng Wei Kai, Chiu Zheng Li Jerry, Raja Swaminathan, Ricky Sim Jian Yi, Russell Goh, S. Saminathan, Shahul Hamid Nachia, Sean Lo Tien Soon, Tan Boon Heng, Tan Lee Tek, Tan Lee Yi Hao, T. Yu Ping, Teo Jun Rong, To Shi Ching, Vinteres Leriza Casta, Wong Yong Zin, Wong Yu Ting Catherine, Yang Xian Wei Sean, Yap Jun Hao, Yap Kai Lun Kelvin, Yi Yong Qian, Yong Yi Jie, Presiding Officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology and Business, ERP, has earlier been conferred. The recipient of the IMDA Top Student Award, Muhammad Ashraf bin Muhammad Akbar. Desmond Tan Ka Kiet, Fatin Atika binti Abdul Manap, Izyan Ayuni binti Azmi, Kumarason, son of Doraikanu, Lee Sing Leong, Lim Wen Hao, Muhammad Khairul Anwar bin Muhammad Sazali, Pua Yi Long, Sim Ho Yi, To Shao Yang, Pang Si Jian, Kazrina Sima binti Hassan, Sim Pui Tong,
Thank you, Ms. Wee. Next, we would like to invite Associate Professor Tan Teng Hui, Dean for the School of Science and Technology, to present the folders to our graduates. Associate Professor Tan, please.
Presiding Officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mathematics has earlier been conferred. Wayne Lau, Charlene Tay Kai Lin, Ong Ki Kim, Siti Rashida binti Roslan, Tan Bei Yin Felicia, Tiêu Y Lin Elaine, Zhuo Yu Xiang, Presiding Officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Aerospace Systems has earlier been conferred. The recipient of ST Engineering Gold Award, Adeline Diomewa. The recipient of ST Engineering Book Prize in Avionics Systems Design and ST Engineering Silver Award, Melvin Sim Wei Chen. The recipient of ST Engineering Book Prize in Aerostructures, Properties and Performance, Dan Jin Sen, Darren. Chi Wui Min. Dinesh Yokamadan. Fok Yan Cheng. Go Jin Seung Nicholas. Ku Hong Hao Michael. Liu Hongwei Lois. Lim Tong Jen. Muhammad Aswan bin Andi Ashkin. Muhammad Rasul bin Abdul Razak. O Jin Yuan. Sharik A. Sarajuddin. Abdul Halim bin Abdullah. Ali Zainal Abidin bin Jalil. Fan Kafai Kafil. Ku Chi Xiang. Lin Zhenwei Joel. Muhammad Al-Hafiz bin Azami. Muhammad Yashaduddin bin Iskandar. Pang Xin-yi John. Pirakash, son of Davasekaran. Sarimi binti Sirat. Presiding officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics has earlier been conferred. The recipient of IES Top Student Award, Do Lai Ki Patrick. Guijo George. Ho Hoi Kan. Ong Yong Jin. Tan Jia Hao Edmund. Tan Zhao Hao. Wesley D. Jun Chuan. Ashwaryan. Byron Dang Hao Kia. Chiang Yi Chuan. Ho Ki In Sean. Liu Kian Sun. Muhammad Hasbi bin Hosni. Day Min Hao Sherman. Wu Ken Ki Isaac. Presiding officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering has earlier been conferred. The recipient of Institute of Materials East Asia Gold Award, Lim Xiangyun. The recipient of Institute of Materials East Asia Silver Award, Charleston Lo Jinting. The recipient of Institute of Materials East Asia Book Prize and the Institute of Materials East Asia Bronze Award, Gabriel Lin Chung Hui. Brenda Ng Shi Ling. Shermaine Han Hui Yi. Chu Hong Wu. Chia Si Ling Gloria, Choi Jia Hui Gladys, Crystal Dan Shi En, Devashini, daughter of Suresh Kumar, Farah Hanis Amira binti Abdul Razak, Fu Yongle Julius, Goa Jing Ling, Ho Si En, Ian Michael, Janani Visvanathan R, Jasiya Faiz Jahir Hussain, Justin Go Just Young, Jyoti Lakshmi Kavita, Li Yan Hui, Mark Ching Chen Jin, Muhammad Naufal Salih, son of Muhammad Salim, Muhammad Nufel bin Muhammad Jamil, Muhammad Nur Shafiq bin Jafar, Muhammad Rohazat bin Kamaruddin, Nadira binti Murad, Najiba, daughter of Ashraf Bella, Nicholas Chu Yanqing, Norhaziman binti Muhammad Yusuf, Nur Shafika binti Johan, Po Hui Ling, Siti Mariam binti Muhammad Yazid. Sivaniswari Manoharan. Sichuk Shin. Tan Si Ing Salim. Tay Gek King. Wee Pei Shen Crystal. Yao Jingxiang. Divya Lakshmi, daughter of Rajalingam. Duncan Dang Jing Fong. Lai Kao Shan Shannon. Lim Di Han. Lashini, daughter of Jayaram. Muhammad Arif bin Masturi. Nur Afina binti Ahmad Ramzani. Nur Hawilia binti Muhammad Hadi. Prakash, son of Ramachandra. Teresa, daughter of Kanaya. Tang Wei Jie, Edwin. Hana Lim Su Tin binti Muhammad Faisal Lim. Muhammad Fahan bin Salamat. Syed Ahmed, son of Salimuddin Ahmed. Tan Xin Chen. Presiding officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Science in Digital Media has earlier been conferred. The recipient of View Network Gold Award, Sidi Nuhazira binti Mokmin. The recipient of View Network Silver Award, Pua Sijing. The recipient of View Network Bronze Award, Go Zhihui Ryan. Carmen Chang Jia Wen. Justina Tan Ching Ten. Tra Yi Ming. Isharu Hakim bin Razali. Jacinta Paul. Joseph Dang Wei. Case Han Shan Ming. Ku Ling Yu. Lim Jie-ming. Lim Ray Ling. Muhammad Faidullah bin Muhammad Rizwan. Muhammad Hadi bin Abdul Jalal. Muhammad Hafiz bin Muhammad Yusri. Muhammad Lukman Hakim bin Abdul Karim. Muhammad Sohem bin Sarib. Ng Yi Chi Vicky. Ong Hui Ying. Ong Jia Qing, Ka-ching. Pang Hee Ming. Pierlin Sou Zhang Xian. Pat Ching Ying. Sari Zafira binti Maslan. Wei Mei Fong. Song Jin Lin Bernard. Yu Yi Da. Zamani bin Razali. Presiding Officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Science in Human Factors in Safety has earlier been conferred. The recipient of HFESS Silver Award, Muhammad Azad bin Matodi. The recipient of HFESS Bronze Award, Lee Sang Hong. Abdul Halim bin Ahmad. Abu Ubaidah bin Abu Bakr. Amir Hamza bin Jeffrey. Annie Mei Hua. Chia Wen Wei Daniel. Eugene Yu Wen-jun. Farhana binti Ibrahim. Guru Shankar, son of Sagaratas. Ho Zid Hua Oliver. Ishaq bin Sadimin. Jonathan, son of James Ratnam. Lee Jin Hong. Lee Lai Ping. Lee Ru Ying. Lu Shi Han. Mastika binti Ramli. Muhammad Sufyan Shah bin Hussein Shah. Muhammad Irfan bin Jeffreydin. Muhammad Irfan bin Misran. Muhammad Kamaru Hanafi bin Kamaruddin. Muhammad Muzamil bin Ali. Muhammad Sofian bin Muhammad Sharif. Muhammad Umar Al-Siddiq bin Rahman. Nurul Hidayah binti Muhammad Yusuf. Salihin bin Hassan. Saravana, son of Ramachandran. Dan Jianlong. Dan Junshen. Dan Lai Chu. Tang Min Hong, Serial. Ong Jin Wen. Wang Puiji Francis. Wu Chi Hong. Presiding Officer, may I present the following graduates on whom the degree of Bachelor of Science in Workplace Safety and Health has earlier been conferred. Ray Duncan Chen.
Thank you, Associate Professor Tan. Next, we would like to invite Mr. Mark Chen Chunjing, Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering, to give the valedictory speech. Mr. Chen, please.
Ms. Wee Ai-ning, distinguished guests, family, and friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates of Class 2025. I am Mark Chen, the representative of the graduating cohort of the School of Science and Technology. I believe that everyone here won't remember what I'm going to say. So, since I can't make it memorable, I'll make it short. Let me leave you with 3 thoughts. First, if you had ever told me a few years ago that I'll be standing here today, graduating with a degree, and giving this speech, I would have probably laughed. I have never seen myself as this person, the one in the cap, gown, and microphone in front of hundreds of people. Because when you're in the middle of it, failing a test, questioning your choices, and doubting your future, it feels like nothing is adding up. But now, standing here and looking back, I realize all of it are connected. Every misstep, every late night, every time I thought I didn't belong, it was a dot. Slowly, they have started to connect. You can't connect the dots looking forward, but only when looking back. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. Sorry. Keep walking. The picture will make sense eventually. Trust the process. Next, the second point. We have always been told to look ahead, to chase the next goal, the next big thing. But before we sprint into the future, let's pause for just a second. Look at how far you have come. Maybe it didn't look perfect. Maybe no one clapped for your little wins. But you kept going. You had moments where giving up felt easier. And yet, here you are. Be proud, not just for the degree, but for the person you have become. Because if you have made it through the last few years with all the stress, doubts, and all the late nights, it means you have already built something solid. You have built habit, grit, and a way of getting through tough times, forming the mettle of a fighter. And sometimes that's all you ever need. Now, the third and final point. This isn't the finish line, it's the starting point. And ahead of us, bigger challenges, not just in career, but in life, in relationships, in figuring out who we are, again and again. And here is my hope for you, that life gives you challenges hard enough to grow you, but never hard enough to break you. Because growth doesn't come from cruising, it comes from climbing. And in every step of that climb, remember those who have supported you. Now, I would like to invite all graduates to please rise and face your loved ones. Please join me in expressing our utmost appreciations to our parents, loved ones, and the university for making this day possible for us. Let's give them our warmest round of applause. Please be seated. So, to wrap up, stay hungry, dream big, work hard, leave your mark, and never lose that fire that brought you this far. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chen.